Hey, Ross from NUMARK here to talk to you about the NUMARK N4 with virtual DJ software that comes in the box. The virtual DJ software that comes in the box is a 4-deck software, so you can mix 4 decks virtually in the software with the NUMARK N4. And in this video, we're going to be talking about hot cues, effects, loops, as well as the assignable crossfader, and we'll get to video mixing a little later in the video. Let's take a look. So to get going, move the browser knob up and down through the library, hold Shift and press the browser knob down to expand and implode your folders here. And then once you've found the folder that you're trying to get to, press the browser knob down on its own and start rolling through the tracks until you get to what you want. I'm going to load up a few tracks and show you how to start getting into some of the hot cues. Let's get the track rolling here. Now hot cues, hold down the Shift button and then you can see that I've already placed some hot cues on this song. So it gives me the ability to kind of jump around through the song if I'm trying to shorten it up, I'm trying to go back to a part I enjoyed in the song. I usually mark it. So you can see, and then I'll jump forward to another point in the song. A little bit more of a kick in there. So you can also set these on the fly. I set a lot of my cue points ahead of time, but if you need to delete any cue points, holding the Shift button, press the delete button here, this row starts to flash, and you can delete your cue points. So now I've removed my first cue point and I can place it really wherever I want now. And just hop back and forth. So if you ever want to adjust your cues, this sounds actually right on now. But you can get it a lot tighter than that. So you can pause the music real quick, press your Shift and Q3 button to get right back to that cue that you wanted to fix, and then we can delete that. If I press the Q button, we're going to hop right back to cue number 3, and then we can fix that right here. So we're going to delete cue number 3, and then just kind of roll the record up to the point where the beat starts. Then we're going to press the Q button, and then we should be rolling right on the beat. When you get into the loop sections, there's manual looping, and then there's also what's called smart looping. We'll go back to the beat at the beginning here, and then we'll start setting some loops. So this is a manual loop, and if you might be a smidgen off, you can always press the smart loop button, and this will actually snap it right onto the beat grid and make your loop nice and tight. So when you're transitioning to other songs or you're layering in some more songs, it's not going to go off beat and you don't have to worry about it drifting. In Virtual DJ LE, the 4-deck edition, you get 1 effect per deck, which are controllable with these 2 parameter knobs. So right now I'm on the flanger. I'm going to turn the effect on, and we're just going to kind of start that up. The second parameter knob is my wet dry, so you can hear the flanger is increasing, and then just the intensity of the flange is on your first parameter knob. So you can get some really cool breakdowns with that, as well as my favorite in the software called the beat grid, which can give you cool stutters, liven up the song that you're working on, and also help you transition into your next song. Which you can hit it right on the beat, and it'll actually stretch out to the end of your next measure. And it just creates that really cool kind of vibe, and makes the dance floor a little hotter when the stutters are happening there. One of the things that you can do on each deck is hold the shift button and move the first parameter knob, and you can cycle through your effects. So I can hit up whatever effect I want that's in the software, get it ready to go, and start triggering. So we've got the basics with Virtual DJ and the N4 down, but we're going to take a look at bringing the next song in. So you can do your loops, you can do your hot cues on one deck. Now the part of DJing is bringing that second song in. So I've already got a track playing on my second deck. I'm going to bring the crossfader over slowly, and you can kind of hear it's out of sync. There's a couple of things to do with this. In this world, we can press the sync button and get right onto the beat per the beat grid that's in the software, or you can manually adjust your pitch to go to the speed. So if I can take it right out of sync by moving the pitch fader forward and back. And obviously what you're hearing right now is something that you'd be hearing in your headphones. If you're just lost and you can't get the beat back on, all you have to do is hit the sync button again, and it'll click the beat right back in to your time signature you're running on. One of the cool things about the N4 with the Virtual DJ software is you can actually use the outer edge of the platter to get your pitch just right. So if you're a little off, you can push that forward. It's like when you on a turntable, kind of adjusting the turntable by using the spindle. The same kind of property that's going on here by moving the outside of the platter. So you can get your beat right on and then just start mixing into your next track. So the most important element of your mixing is the crossfader, going between both channels, all 4 channels. One of the things that we have on the N4 is the ability to change the contour of the crossfader. So we can go from kind of a slow fade out going across the length of the crossfader, or we can do a hard cut at each end of the crossfader. So you can kind of get that kind of cut sound if you're mixing into another song, or you just kind of like that dead air sound between your beats. So you're also, with the N4, able to assign which deck is going on what side of the crossfader. Some hip-hop DJs prefer their decks to be swapped or hamster switching, so we can do that here with the N4. I'm going to change my 1 deck to be on this side, and my 2 deck to be on the left side. So now we've had the decks reversed. Right here you're listening to channel 1, here you're listening to channel 2. We can also flip those back over. So here's channel 1, here's channel 2. This is really essential part of getting your mix right, and especially if you're bopping around on 4 decks, sometimes you find it hard to bring in something that's on a deck 3 and bring it into the mix. So this way you can actually do that by assigning it to the other side of the crossfader instead of being stuck on one side of the crossfader or the other. One of the other cool aspects of the NUMARK N4 with the Virtual DJ software is the ability to mix video. Mixing video is very similar to mixing audio. You load the tracks in the same way, and you start them up. As you bring your faders up for each individual channel, that will actually fade it into your main mix. You'll see on the screen we've got 2 smaller screens underneath a larger screen. The larger screen represents kind of your program. It's what the audience is going to see. And the two bottom windows are there to show you kind of what's going on one deck or the other. You can mix between the 2 and really get some cool transitions going. You can also sync the audio, which is very beneficial to DJs that just don't want to bother with the pitching. So we can bring this over to the other side, and you'll see as I'm crossfading, I'm just kind of getting a normal back and forth here. But I can also hold the shift button and turn the browser knob, and we can cycle between our effects. So when I'm popping onto the other deck, with running the second video, I can actually change how it gets there. This one kind of just does a double window back and forth, kind of swings the other video right back in. Those are some of my favorite transitions on here, along with the cut and the cue. These look really cool when you're doing some DJing, and it's also cool if you've got 2 of the same tracks up playing at the same exact time. You can kind of switch between there and be your own video editor. The final feature we're going to go over with the NUMARK N4 and Virtual DJ is actually for the Virtual DJ Pro users. You have the ability to bring in timecode records and timecode CDs to the software through the NUMARK N4 at the flip of a switch. So at this point, I have a NUMARK TTX and a NUMARK NDX 900 hooked up. Both these guys are running timecode CD or timecode vinyl, and I have complete control over the audio with both hooked up to the software. Now, all of your controls around the platters will work. The platters will even work with the software while you're running in timecode, but it's a lot more fun when you get down to it with the real records and be able to have that real feel of a record. And if you're not a Virtual DJ Pro owner yet, make sure to go to the Virtual DJ website at www.virtualdj.com and check out the great upgrade deals they have for owners of Virtual DJ LE.